Welcome back, everyone, to Movies, Music, Martial Arts. Today, I am joined by special guest, pro MMA fighter and former training partner, actually, in Jiu-Jitsu, the Ferocious MMA, Pampos Grigoriou. I hope I pronounced your name right.
Yeah.
Joining us from Astoria, Queens. Pampos, man, good to see you, man. It's been a long time. This whole pandemic has everyone scattered and in a bubble, and I haven't trained in a while, but we'll get into that. How's everything with you, brother?
Yeah, good, man. Good to see you. Good to
Same
hear you.
here.
In a while, yeah. It's all right. I'm very good, It's even with the pandemic, we still train. So
Yeah. It's easier when you're younger and you're in shape and you have those have that higher immune system to fight off anything. I have to be a little more careful, being that I'm older and things like that. But I do, and I have some other reasons why, but I do want to get back into it eventually, hopefully within the next year or so. I haven't trained in since last March, since it all started.
all right.
I have been a little active. I've been going out for runs and just, doing some workouts at home and stuff like that. But it's not the same, My daughter actually got a punching bag, so we're gonna start using that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, hit the bag. I have some pads, so we hit the pads a little bit. We actually met up with Neo a couple of times. Shout out to Neo. Did some pad work, over the spring. But yeah, so how's training been for you? How has it changed at all?
Nothing changed.
Mm.
Still train. It was like the first days. Okay, was hard because everything was closed. But after 2 weeks, we were back to training because my last fight got canceled on March because of the COVID. So we stay out for 2 weeks, and then we went back to training. Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you still over at Longo's?
Yeah.
How's so the team is still pretty much intact, the same training partners, everything is still good to go?
Yeah. Same training partners, we help each other. We have a tough team, man, with very good athletes, and the best athletes in the world. So we have hard training every day. We kill, each other.
Kill each other. Yeah. Yeah.
But,
they have a nice place there. Just to people listening, Pampos and I actually did a promotional video a couple years ago, and we filmed a little bit at Longo's. Shout out to Ray Longo. He was kind enough to have us there and do some filming of some training and stuff like that. He got to interview with us a little bit, so it was pretty cool. It was a nice experience, and they have a nice spot. It's fit for an MMA gym. They got the ring there. They got a whole bunch of other things, so it's a nice facility. How have you been keeping up on the jiu-jitsu side of things? Are you still with Quinn?
No, because the gym was closed.
Yeah.
I jiu-jitsu in Longo.
Okay.
Because I train with James Gonzalez, the black belt from Matsera.
Okay.
So anyway, we have hard jiu-jitsu there. Good training.
Good.
We do some one-on-one training jiu-jitsu. So yes, we work the jiu-jitsu a lot there.
Beautiful.
Everything, we work everything.
Yeah, I know you have to work the wrestling and everything. I mean, everybody knows you're more known as a striker, but as an MMA fighter, you have to work on everything. So So training has been good. Nothing really crazy out of the ordinary, aside from just having to be careful, not trying to catch COVID or anything. It's business as usual, pretty much, I guess, right?
Yeah, man. We have no choice.
Yeah.
This is our job. We have to keep going, keep training. You can't stop.
You can't stop. That's right. So So, and they're still like, when this whole thing started, you know, everything shut down and a lot of the leagues and promotions had to stop throwing events and stuff like that. So when did it start back up? Like, was it during last year?
Yeah, it was last year. Thank God, CFC uh, uh, is, you know, is still doing like events. Okay, with limited capacity.
Uh-huh.
But yes, man, we are lucky. We are lucky because, well, you know, we can fight. But yeah, I think they stopped on March because of the COVID. They started again like 3-4 months after. I think 3 months after. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think well, we'll get into this fight you have coming up. So you're in the middle of camp right now, pretty much, right? Yeah. How's you know, I gotta ask, how's the weight cut going? How's everything? Everything's
Look,
good.
yeah. So the weight is good. Traded hard because we trade hard, very hard. I think this time is the hardest trade camp that I did. We work every day for many hours. We spar, like hard sparring. But, you know, look, we have, you know, it's sometimes, you know, you feel tired with that. But man, I'm thinking that I have like 3 weeks until the fight, and then I want to push harder and harder and harder until the fight, and then I take a break. Yeah. But for the fight, man, you can do anything you can, you know, for the fight. But you have to be careful from injuries and that stuff.
Yeah, so you have to push yourself. So when do you know like when is the cutoff when you switch up from the hard sparring rounds to like just easy moving around, just keeping loose, you know, like when is the cutoff point for you?
What do you mean cutoff?
So cutoff meaning you're in the middle of camp, you're doing hard rounds, right? You're sparring hard rounds. When do you stop? Like when do you know that's it? I'm just gonna take the rest of the camp. Take it easy.
Yeah. Look, I even man, like a week before the fight, I think my last hard sparring. Then I'm going light, you know, just moving around, hit the pads, but no sparring like the week. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I ask is I don't know if you heard, like, there's fighters are incorporating less sparring into their camps. And I think in the long run, that helps, I guess, with recovery and wear and tear and stuff like that. For example, Max Holloway, I mean, he had a spectacular performance in his last fight against, I forget his name right now, but damn. Yeah. So what do you think of that? Like he's claiming that he didn't even spar. Maybe he sparred a little, but you know, but he looked solid. He looked sharp. You know what I mean?
Man, I don't know. You know, depends. You know, every athlete is different. You know, for me, I think I need the sparring, man. For my opinion, it's because I want that feeling. You know, yes, it's not a fight, but it's a sparring. You know. I don't know, man. For some fighters, maybe that works. For me, I don't know.
You like,
yeah.
You like the feeling of sharing, trading, and you know,
and get punched.
Yeah. I understand. I everybody has a different, you know, works different with everything. So this fight coming up, it's in March 11th, Cage Fury 92, and your opponent is Christian Rodriguez, and you're fighting at bantamweight. Are you comfortable? Because I remember you were trying to play around a little bit to see if you could move down to feather. To flyweight. Sorry. Yeah. You comfortable at bantam, right?
Yeah, man. Look, I never fought in flyweight. I was thinking to go down to flyweight, but man, the weight cut, it's hard. You know, even for bantamweight, you know, I had a lot of weight, and it's very difficult for me. So now we found like the perfect way to be, and then we start from there. So to cut the weight. Before, like, I remember my last fight, I had to cut like, oh my God, I don't remember how many pounds. And I was like, my body was so tired, you know, and I was struggling to cut the weight. But now we are good. We are more comfortable because my weight is lower than before. And it's easier for me to cut the weight.
It's a smaller weight cut.
Yeah, so it's not small, it's big. but
you're walking around at a lower weight, so you're cutting a little bit less weight.
Yeah. And I'm walking around like in a lower weight, but the lower weight being 2-3 pounds. Okay. Like I was like, for example, I was 155 and I was going down to 135. Now I'm 152, 153 and going down to 35. But easier for me, even the 2 pounds, it's much easier.
That's good. Every pound counts, right?
Yeah.
especially if you're working towards a championship eventually, and you got to make that championship weight. You got to be right there. But you have experience as not just a physical trainer, but also like, are you working with any nutritionists to help with your diet and stuff like that? Yeah. Or do you do it for yourself?
No, we're working with the nutritionist of the gym, Tony. Yeah, he's the strength and conditioning coach and nutritionist.
That's awesome, man. So the gym has pretty much, it's fully equipped with, all experts in the field.
Exactly. Yeah, and this is, man, this is what I love, because I go there and I do everything. I do my grappling, my wrestling, my strength and conditioning, striking. So you can find everything there.
Speaking of your striking, I know you're a striking specialist, and I know for the most part you're going for that KO. Have you added any new weapons to the toolbox? Are we going to expect some hidden tricks in this fight? Because me, as I have a karate background, so I like that you have that. In essence, it's, you come from that striking / karate background. Obviously it's evolved because you add more tools. You add the Muay Thai, you add the kickboxing, you add the boxing, everything. But that, foundation is key to me. I think it helps with footwork, timing, and precision. Because people look at karate and they'll be like, oh, it's kind of like laughed at, like, oh, you're a karate guy. But I mean, you see guys like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, you see guys like Lyoto Machida, a Gunnar Nelson, they have that karate type of stance. So like, can you speak on that a little, like building off of that foundation?
I started with karate.
Yeah.
And I have the black belt in karate. But, and man, I like to knock people out. And in my fights, I wanna, I wanna hit the other guy so hard. I like to keep the game like a stand-up game, because it's more action. And I like it. It's I like to see the blood,
I see. It's that Greek in you, man. It's like that gladiator spirit,
Yeah. So, but I feel so comfortable, man, in the ground, with the wrestling, But yes, if my opponent decide to put the game or the ground,
You're ready.
Comfortable. Yeah. So, but we will see, man. We will see. We work hard, the wrestling, the grappling. But this is my backup.
That's your backup. Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have everything, man. As many tools as you can.
Yeah.
So going back to this fight, Cage Fury 92, what this guy, Christian Rodriguez, what's his specialty? Like, what are you expecting to see from this kid?
Man, I think he's good in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he's undefeated, 4-0,
Okay.
all
Okay.
finishes. Uh,
4 finishes?
yeah, 4 finishes. He has a good grappling.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I'm not scared of that. Uh,
Yeah.
he's a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter. It's gonna be a good night, good
Okay.
fight. Um, I have respect for my opponents, because they have the same dreams with my dream,
Yeah.
So I have respect, but we will see, man. We will see. It's gonna be a tough fight, and we will enjoy it.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm gonna brush up my UFC Fight Pass membership just to get on that. Are there any other fights on that card that you kind of like looking forward on seeing besides yours?
Yeah, my teammate Pumi,
Mm-hmm.
Pumi Nikuta, he's fighting for the belt, the flyweight belt.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So we have a big night, and the next day, the next CFFC, my other teammate is fighting on the card.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I don't care about the other fights, just for my fight and my teammate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So this event is in they're holding it in Atlantic City.
No, Philadelphia.
Oh, in Philly. Okay, got it. So less restrictions. Like, how are they handling like the protocols for like getting tested and keeping
Yeah.
everybody safe and stuff like that?
Yeah, as I said, they have like limited capacity. We have to do a COVID test. Me and my corner man, we don't do the weigh-ins in the public space. It's different, man. It's different. It's less.
It's less, yeah. Do you feel like that changes the energy, like seeing the less people? Because just to give you an example, those last couple of events that the UFC had in Fight Island, and they actually had people in the crowd, and then you could feel the energy, like like the Conor fight, the Max Holloway fight. Even though there was a little bit of people, they were scattered, but you could feel the energy of the crowd. Do you think that's what's been missing in the fight game? Or are you okay with like just no crowd and hearing your coaches?
I'm okay with that.
Okay with it?
I'm okay with that. Because sometimes, man, I feel more like stressed if I have my people in the arena, because I feel that I represent them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you gotta perform a little extra hard for them.
Yeah. So with people or with no people, I have no problem.
Yeah. Well, I know that. I mean, I know you. I've interacted with you in person, and you're a nice guy. You're humble. But I think like you turn on that switch once you get in that ring. You turn into a Spartan mode.
Yeah.
So is that how it is? Like you just turn it on and you just see your opponent, and that's it. Nothing else.
It's you try to survive. In the cage. So. I'm a nice guy, man. I have respect for my opponent, but in the cage, I'm a different person, man.
Yeah.
So, I think all athletes have to be like this, after the fight, you show respect. Before the fight, you show respect. But in the cage, you try to destroy him,
Yeah, just like Connor he's turned over a new leaf now, and he's all nice, and he was being nice to Dustin and giving him like hugs and everything. But then as soon as they closed that cage door, it was on. Like they were trying to kill each other, and I kind of gave Dustin the edge in that fight. I just feel like Connor's been out a little too long, and listen, Connor was nice to him and everything, but Poirier just poured it on him and finished him. That's the fight game, right?
Yep.
That's the fight game. Has there been any fights in your career that you've had any bad blood with anyone, like a little bit of beef going into the fight or after the fight?
Yes, I think it was the fight that I had on not my last fight, my previous one.
Mm.
We had like intense face-off,
Uh,
uh, intense fight, but after the fight, we were good, man. We were good. It's
mm.
we are humans, man. You can
Yeah.
you can't hate your opponent, man. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a sport, and you got to fight to live to see another day. So what are your plans? What are your goals like after this fight? How many more fights do you see yourself having? How many more wins would you like before you start knocking at the UFC or Bellator's door? Like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm a solid bantamweight. Get me in here. Do you have any plans to do the Contender Series, stuff like that?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know. I'm trying now. Now I'm trying to be focused on my next fight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I get the win, we will see. I don't know. Maybe for the title,
Mm-hmm.
if I get the win, but we will see. We don't know, man. Because after this fight, I'm my contract is it's my last fight on my contract.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We don't know. Maybe I stay in CFFC or I'm gonna leave. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's still up in the air. I know
Yeah.
you're focused on this fight, and I
Yeah.
understand that. But yeah, man, it's a crazy time, and you know me, I'm a big fight fan. I love keeping up with it, and as soon as I get the opportunity, I'd like to start training again. Obviously, it's two different levels, right? I'm more of a hobbyist. I like to train some grappling, some jiu-jitsu. I know back in the day we used to do some sparring rounds in kickboxing. I didn't like getting punched in the fucking face. So, I appreciate what you guys do, because I know that you put in a lot of work, not just in training, but in the weight cut, and the mental preparation, all these things. Yeah, you guys are superheroes in a sense. So,
I think the way the hardest part,
mm-hmm.
my last fight. I remember my last fight. I lost my fight by decision,
Mm-hmm.
but man, the day before,
Mm-hmm.
People don't know that, but I was sick, man. I was throwing up all night,
Okay.
because of the weight cut.
Oh
And
shit.
yeah, and the next day I was like, my body was tired,
Yeah. They do what time they do the weigh-ins?
They do the weigh-ins, I think it was 3
Oh
p.m.
man, so you gotta wait all afternoon to weigh in before you rehydrate?
So yeah, I had after 3 p.m. Like you have like more than 24 hours to rehydrate yourself. But I don't know what went wrong with my body, and I don't know. Anyway, no excuses. So yeah, now we stay focused. Everything is perfect now, and we go to get the win.
Absolutely, man. I'll be rooting for you. And is there any shout outs you want to give out? Anything you wanna promote? I know you're doing the physical fitness stuff as well, right? So
Yeah.
now's opportunity if you wanna shout anything out.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my new website that try to help people, for the fitness and how they start the martial arts and everything. I'm gonna have it soon. I'm posting on social media. So yes, I wanna say thank you to you and to my gym, to my teammates, and we are waiting except of my fight, the fight of my teammate Al-Jamil, march for the title.
Aljo, yeah, hell yeah, I'm waiting on that fight.
Yeah, he gotta get the title. He gotta bring the belt home, man. I know it because I sparred with him, and I know how good he is, how good he is in everything. in everything. So yeah, man, that's it. But thank you again, and I can't wait to train together again, man.
Yeah, I know. You would catch me in arm bars all the time. I'm not in a rush for that, but yeah, I would love to, man. I'm not that fucking old, so I definitely plan to get back on the mat soon, and hopefully, we could get back in there. And I appreciate your time, brother. I'm gonna put a link to your website or anything you want to promote. I'll add the link to it, and I'll add a link to the video that you and I did,
Yeah.
the Ferocious MMA. It's really good. Check it out on YouTube. Yeah, man, I appreciate the time, brother, and kick ass. March 11th, Cage Fury 92. Stay tuned, everybody. Check it out. My boy from Cyprus, Pampos, thank you for joining us, and we'll speak soon, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace.